Hey YouTube, this is TCA Gaming. Thanks to everyone who is tuning in. So before we start into the video, I have a question for you. Do you consider yourself a collector? Do you consider yourself a seller? Do you consider yourself both? Do you consider yourself a gamer? Do you like tuning into YouTube to watch Pokemon stuff because you enjoy the show or you like playing Pokemon Go? I'm curious to know what kind of audience we have, so post your comments below and I'll be checking those out and hopefully responding back to you as soon as I see the comments. We're going to jump right into this video. I appreciate everyone who checked out the premiere. I am considering opening up a first edition Jungle Booster Box just because I was really impressed at the turnout for the Team Rocket Booster Box on the premiere. I think we had over 100 people watching right there at the beginning, and it was in the middle of a work day, just a short announcement right before it happened, and you guys really chatted up with me and I enjoyed that a whole lot. I hope you enjoyed it too. But I am considering opening up the first edition Jungle Box. I don't know if I'm going to just yet, but I thought I would show it here. Maybe you can share your thoughts on what you think about that as well. But we're going to move right into this PSA return. And so if you're wondering, everything that you see for sale or in this video is actually already up for sale. Normally what I do is I show you guys first and then I put it on eBay. But a lot of times you guys are already asking me, how much it is, will I sell it? So what I've done is for each item, I have it down in the description a link. So you'll see this Shining Charizard down there if you just expand out the description, and it'll have a link there for you to take you directly to the item. So if you're interested in it, you can see if you like it, and it'll be there on eBay. Of course, I do offer a 5% discount if you would like the card that you see there, but you want it through a PayPal invoice. But if you have eBay bucks or something like that and you want to earn eBay bucks and there's a coupon, you might just be better off buying on there. Anyways, we're going to keep rolling right on through the video. First here we have the Shining Charizard. It is a 6, which sounds like a bummer grade, but it's correct. I looked at it and I think I would have given it right at a 6 as well. So overall, I'm happy with that grade. I'm not disappointed with it at all. Next up we have Shining Mewtwo. And this is a near mint 7. Again, this grade looks good to me. It was probably a strong 7. If it's been sitting with some other cards, it might have got an 8 or a 9, but those are real stretches. I think 7 is still a good grade for this card. We're going to show the lower grades here at the beginning of the video, and then we're going to get into some really cool stuff. Here we have the Alakazam Gold Star, mint 9. And this is first edition. And from what I can tell, the Japanese Gold Stars are not as easy to find as they used to be, especially in really good condition, because I had a lot of them that were damaged too. And for those of you who are wondering, these PSA cases right here, there's also a link down in the description that takes you directly to my eBay store where it shows that I have them for sale. And what I've done is, because these are fairly tough to get overseas, I've made it to where you could buy just 10 of these for $2.99. And if you want to buy higher quantities, of course, I have a link down there too that will take you directly to Perfect Fit's eBay item page. And the reason I'm doing that is because more than likely it'll stay in stock there. So you can buy higher quantities from him, or if you want to buy lower quantities and not have to worry so much about the shipping cost, you can buy them from me in that link. Here we have a Latias Gold Star. I can't tell when they're shiny because it could be either one. I've never really studied the smaller differences within the Pokemon. Again, this is a mint 9. One of the favorites in English, of course, is the Mew Gold Star. Also one of the few cards that Gold Stars that made it into the World Championship decks. Here we have the Nidoking First Edition, and this is from the Wind from the Sea. This E3, which you would think would relate to the third e-reader set in English, but it's not. It's actually a Quaplus. E2 and E3 in the Japanese language was the equivalent of Quaplus, and then they had an E4 and E5, which was the Skyridge. Here we have Shining Kabutops, mint 9. I wanted a few more Gem Mint 10s on the Shinings from the Neo series just because I really like the Neo Destiny Shinings. But they're tough to get, especially when you're having to compare them against the EX series, which in the Japanese language, they did a really good job printing that stuff. In general, Japanese cards are printed with a much higher quality than Pokemon English cards. That's starting to change a little bit. I think with that team up set, man, they really nailed it. Pokemon did such a great job in printing those cards. So we're already through this stack here. This entire stack in the middle is all Gem Mint 10. So we're going to start off with a Crystal Crobat. and this is E5, I believe, from Mysterious Mountains. This is, of course, a Gem Mint 10, and it's first edition. So the first edition stamps kind of jump around on the cards, but that's where they are on the crystals, right beside that little ball that has a 5 inside of it, which again may be a little tough to see. Next up, we have a Flareon Gold Star, and this is from the World Champions pack, which was the equivalent of Power Keepers in the English set. From what I was told, the World Champions pack was very tough to get in Japanese. Here we have a first edition Golem from the Split Earth pack, which was E4, so I guess it was like the first half of Skyridge. One of my favorite cards is the Gyarados Gold Star. Really tough to get in Gem Mint 10 and on the English side. It wasn't too bad on the Japanese side. In fact, I think this is only like a $350 card or so. Here we have the Jolteon from the World Champions pack as well. Pulled the Gem Mint 10 first edition. Couldn't ask for anything better. Here we have the Kabutops, also first edition, Split Earth, so that would be E4. The attacks on crystals, were just, they were really terrible. You have a fighting, electric, and then a colorless. So it's 4 energy, 2 different types of energy, and it was 30 times. And from what I remember, it wasn't that good anyways. It was like flip 2 coins or something weird like that. Here we have the Kingdra that you just saw in the 9 stack, but this is a Gem Mint 10, also first edition, Wind from the Sea, so you're talking about Aquapolis. We have the Latios, and this is a Gold Star Gem Mint 10, but it's not first edition. This is the unlimited version. Beautiful card right here. We have the Lugia from the equivalent of Aquapolis, Wind from the Sea in Japanese. This is first edition. This is basically the best card you could pull from anything prior, from the E-Reader series other than the Skyridge Charizard. This is the card that you would want to have. Gem Mint 10, first edition, Lugia. Next up, we have Metagross Gold Star. There is a bit of a gap between the English and the Japanese version on this one. The English version is quite expensive. It's close to about $1,500 or so, but the Japanese version I think is only around $250 or $300 or something like that. Next up, we have the Raikou Gold Star, in which this is kind of a flip-flop. On the Japanese side, I believe this is worth way more than the English side, just because there was a flooded market for the English Suicune, Raikou, and Entei Gold Stars from the guy who had like a binder of 1,000 of them. Something stupid, ridiculous that he took from the factory. Beautiful card here. We do have the Rayquaza Gold Star. It is not first edition. It is unlimited. However, it's still Gem Mint 10. It's still Rayquaza Gold Star. You have the Regice Gold Star. This is first edition. From what I could find, it looked like the unlimited was a little bit harder to find, but still a very decently rare card. I couldn't find an ungraded card for cheap. Next up, we have something cool, a little bit more modern cards. We've got, modern 15th anniversary, so more than 5 years ago, but we have the Reshiram, the Reshiram and the Zekrom, and these are stamped with the 15th anniversary. Sorry for the glare, guys. And ladies, I saw that the percentage of ladies has been going up for watching. But these are both Gem Mint 10. Really cool cards. I thought they were great finds. And to have them both graded Gem Mint 10 on the first try, couldn't ask for better there either. Here we have Shining Celebi. This was the only Neo Destiny Shining that I was able to get graded as a Gem Mint 10. Always, for some reason, I just like the look of a green card inside of the PSA case. Next up, we have Shining Gyarados. Really cool shinings. They kind of mimic the crystals from the E series. They got that shiny texture all over it, and of course Shining Gyarados was the first Shining ever printed. You would think that Shining Magikarp was, but because of the name order, technically it was not. You've got the Shining Magikarp that came after that. Maybe, I guess in the Japanese version, Magikarp would have been printed first, since they probably ordered it by number. But in the English language, the Gyarados was printed as a 65, and this was the number 64. And again, it has that really cool foil to it. You see the Magikarps in the background. They're all shiny. And then this is Gem Mint 10. Next up, we have that Suicune we saw in the PSA 9 stack, but we have it here also as a Gem Mint 10 first edition. Really cool looking card. Next up, we have Vaporeon Gold Star from the World Champions pack. From what I could find, this was super hard to find in first edition. For some reason, it was a lot harder to find than the Flareon or the Jolteon. And then last, we have another Vaporeon Gold Star, but this is the Play promo. So if you had over 10,000 points, I guess they gave you one of these. And this scored a perfect 10. I think you could get that card sealed. So maybe some collectors would prefer to have the sealed version rather than to have the raw PSA sealed version. Next up, we have something really cool. It's the Illusion Zorua contest winner cards, and I have all 10, so this is a complete set. And we're going to start with the 9s and go through the 10s, but we're going to look at each artwork because I think they deserve some extra attention. If you look at the artwork here, you've got a Zorua in the middle, and then off to the left, I don't even know what that is. Maybe a Charum right there, maybe a Minun or a Pluzle, and then you got Celebi, Chikorita, Pichu, Pikachu, Piplup. I mean, you got Diglett down there, some other eyeballs jumping in there. Maybe that's a C-Dot. I really don't even know what half of these are, but they did a really good job. And this was the Pokemon fan winner, and some of these you're going to see are kind of young. So this next one, this is the first grade winner. So this kid was 6 years old, maybe 5 if he was in Japan. You know, they started a little early. We've got Zorua, and you got Piplup, and you got Happiny, Pichu. You got the chocolate bars and the lollipop. Man, this is a really good job for a kid that young, in my opinion. Next up, this is the kindergarten winner, and you have Zorua, which Zorua is almost, I mean, that's great. Maybe I guess they had the Zorua pre-stuck in there because those look to be exactly the same. You got kind of print lines, and then they drew around it, colored it in. You got Pikachu right there with his red cheeks, and you got some dude back there. It's probably him. He's probably back there, you know, hanging out in the back of the bus. Next up, we had the Poochigumi winner. I don't even know what that means, but you've got Poochyena, so the Poochie is probably referring to that, and you got Umbreon, you got Murkrow, looks like Nuzleaf. Over here you got Sneasel, maybe Weavile behind him, and Sableye. I can't tell who else might be in there. There's probably some other dark Pokemon. Next up, we have the second grade winner, and again, this is Mint 9. 5 of them were Mint 9s, 5 of them were Gem Mint 10s. We have a Zapdos, Munchlax, Diglett, Dugtrio, C-Dot, got Zoroark, Rayquaza, Magnemite, and there's probably some other ones stuck in there, but again, this is really good for a second grader. Now, on this artwork, there's not a whole lot to it, but for some reason, it just makes me feel like, you know, he's getting ready to go into battle. And this is the third grade winner. I think they did a good job with the color contrast here with the red and the black. I don't even know what this is up here. Next up, we have the Televi-kun winner. Again, I don't know what that means. Not sure what kind of winner that is. It's probably just one of the 10 that was awarded prizes or design contest awards. And you've got the Mesprit, Uxie, and the Azelf right there. Latios, maybe I can't even remember if it's Latios or Latios off the top of my head, but it looks like they got the Eiffel Tower off to the side too. So I mean, they were throwing all kinds of stuff in there. Now this one, I thought the colors were really strong with this. This is the Koro winner, and they've got Ho-Oh and you've got Zoroark, and they're getting ready to throw it down in the fire. Who knows who's going to win? I'm not sure how strong Zoroark is in the show because I never saw him. All right, so we've got a lot going on in this one. You've got Zoroark, you've got Lugia, Ho-Oh, looks like Suicune, Entei, and a fat Raikou. I'm not sure what, I guess they're all getting ready to battle. It's the 3 dogs versus the 2 birds and Zoroark. I would put my money on the Lugia and the Ho-Oh and the Zoroark. And then last, but certainly not least in this video, we have the 4th grade winner who went all out. So let's see what all we can see right here. Up here in the top left, we've got a Zapdos, it looks like, and an Entei. Then you got Celebi and Regigigas. You've got Lugia, Suicune, got Raikou, Mew, Ho-Oh, you got Articuno, there's Zoroark, you got Mewtwo, Arceus, or Arceus, whatever you say, Moltres, and something else up there, and there's probably a few more in there that I'm just completely missing. Because I think the first time I looked at this card, I didn't even see the Articuno right there or the Mewtwo off to the side. But this guy did a really good job, 4th grade, throwing all those Pokemon in there. He deserved to win, and overall, of course, these don't rank anywhere close to like the Pikachu illustrators, but I think they're really cool. But anyways, if you're looking for those PSA sleeves that I have on each one of these cards, again, that's down in the description, or the cards themselves. I've got links to it. But again, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and continue tuning back into these videos. I really appreciate it. It's very encouraging when you guys post these comments and that you're just constantly on the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.